Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
Hey guys, this is Tricky and welcome to episode 9 of my top 10 series. Last time we covered the top 10 most hostile Pokemon from the Unova region. And guys, this is gonna be our last hostile countdown. So now I'm really counting on you guys to let me know what kind of top 10 you would like to see next. So let me know in the comments below, please. Also, in the last video, if you watched it, I'm pretty sure that you probably noticed that I overused the word freaking. So I had you guys count how many times I said it, and I just want to thank everybody who did it. I'm just gonna post a little screenshot of it because a lot of people actually did it, and I don't want to just single out one person, but I just love all you guys. I found this to be hilarious. I didn't even notice how many times I said it, but anyways, hopefully I could cut back on that lovely word for you guys. And just in case you are new to these, I base all of these off of Pokedex entries. So whether or not these Pokemon are good or bad in battle, I'm not judging that at all. I'm judging its Pokedex entry and just imagine how these Pokemon would respond in real life. So let's go ahead and get started with our top 10. Starting off at number 10, we have Trevenant. It goes from cute, adorable little stump looking thing to freaky ghost tree that could destroy your soul. Trevenant has a lot of power to do a lot of damage to people, but it actually only attacks people who attack the forest. So unless you go into the forest, decide to burn it down, or decide to kick a rock into a tree or scratch a tree, you won't be harmed by Trevenant. It can control trees at will, so a Trevenant can control other trees and possibly make them into other Trevenants, which is kind of creepy. And it could stump you to death, it could fall on you, and if a tree falls on you, you're gonna die. But the most cruel thing that it could do to you is trap you in the forest for all eternity. Well, maybe not all eternity, but for a very long time until you do die. Having no way out will drive you insane. Taking our number 9 spot, we have Meowstic. The male is a lot more chill than the female. The female is definitely the most dangerous out of the two. These Pokemon are known to be a little bit skittish, but whenever they feel like they're in danger, they could release enough psychic power to grind a 1-ton truck to dust. So let's say you anger Miss Bunny Kitty thing, and think about that psychic power being thrusted at you. That would liquefy you. You're gonna die. Well, that's only if you could even survive its pre-evolution stare of doom. I've said in previous videos that the cuter Pokemon are actually more dangerous because you wouldn't expect them to be hostile. Of course, it's common sense not to approach something that is giant or scary or has giant fangs and claws that can rip you to pieces. But of course, if you approached a bunny kitty, you wouldn't think twice. You just want to pet it. If you were me, anyway. You wouldn't think that bunny kitty here would liquefy you with its brain. That's slightly dangerous. Let's move on. Taking our number 8 spot, we have Pangoro. If I wouldn't have watched Kung Fu Panda, this Pokemon would not make any sense to me because pandas are not usually violent. But this dude is. Its Pokedex entry reads, although it possesses a violent temperament, it won't put up with bullying. This dude couldn't survive the internet. It charges ahead and bashes its opponent like a berserker, uncaring of any hits it might take. Its arms are mighty enough to snap a telephone pole. I wish that we lived in a world without bullying. Pangoro would not be able to live in the real world without killing somebody. I am pretty sure that everybody who is watching has been bullied one time in your life, and I'm pretty sure that you would like to snap the people who have bullied you like a telephone pole. But don't do that. Leave that to the panda. Anyways, I do not see how anybody could bully this giant panda who looks like he could just destroy you in like one punch. But at the same time, it says that it doesn't put up with bullying in general, so this actually might be a good Pokemon to have. If somebody bullies you, well, never mind, it's just gonna break somebody's spine for you. That's probably not the best route to go, but so having a creature who actually takes revenge on bullying is kinda good, but at the same time it's bad if it results in death. This Pokemon would destroy so many people. Not only that, but it's prideful, and it has that dark typing, so who knows? It might just want to snap people's spines just because it can. It's not a very nice panda. Moving on to number 7, we have Pyroar. A fire-breathing lion kinda sounds a little bit hostile. With fiery breath of more than 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, they viciously threaten any challenger. The females protect the pride's cubs. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Lions are extremely dangerous. dangerous. And if you accidentally trip over a cub, or if you step into a lion's territory, a pride of lions are gonna attack you. These lions could breathe fire. I'm pretty sure running into one of these things would not end very nicely. Moving on to number 6, we have Hone Edge. If anyone dares to grab its hilt, it wraps a blue cloth around that person's arm and drains the person's life energy completely. You touch it, you die. Pretty much it. And of course, it's an argument that these Pokemon can't really help it. Just idiots decide to grab the hilt, and then they die. It's not their fault. But at the same time, these are swords who were possessed by a ghost. They want you to grab the sword. They want you to grab it and die. These things are deceitful and evil. At least it slightly matures as it evolves, and it gets a little bit less hostile. Moving on to number 5, we have Malamar. You can just look at its scary appearance and tell that this Pokemon is pure evil. It's a Pokemon version of Ursula. Its Pokedex entry reads, it lures prey close with hypnotic motions, then wraps its tentacles around it before finishing it off with digestive fluids. Oh yeah, lovely. So it will hypnotize you, wrap its freaky little tentacles around you, and then melt you with its digestive fluids. What a nice freaky octopus looking bird parrot Ursula Malamar thingy sushi. I don't even know what I just said there, but yeah. Taking our number 4 spot, we have Jugouchie. This Pokemon looks like death. It just looks like it would kill you. Don't get me wrong, it has an amazing design, but it's not friendly. It doesn't look friendly at all. Their poison is strong enough to eat through the hull of a tanker, and they spit it indiscriminately at anything that enters their territory. So they pretty much fire that crap at anything that it sees. It probably doesn't even have to be a living thing. It's going to try to attack it. This thing is nothing like a shark. I mean, you could go scuba diving, sometimes you could even go scuba diving with sharks, but if you even try to get near one of these things, it's gonna melt you. It's not even gonna think about it, it just wants you to go away, leave it alone, and die. Moving on to number 3, we have Gourgeist. You guys have seen this thing before in one of our previous top 10 countdowns, but legit, this Pokemon really is messed up. Just in case you don't remember, it enwraps its prey in its hair-like arms. It sings joyfully as it observes the suffering of its prey. Civilized creatures don't do that. They don't sing joyfully as they're killing something. And on top of that, of course, it is a ghost Pokemon, but it's also a gourd or a pumpkin or something like that, meaning that they're not supposed to be carnivorous. These things kill for fun. This thing's messed up. Look at that face. I don't like it. I like its pre-evolution, but it should have stayed like that forever. That thing, no. Moving on to number 2, we have Tyrantrum. It's a T-Rex. I'm pretty sure that it has lovely use for those giant teeth and those claws that it probably couldn't do anything with. But if you've seen Jurassic Park, or if you've seen the very first Land Before Time or any of the Land Before Time movies, you know what these T-Rexes can do. And this is a T-Rex Pokemon, and it's part dragon. If these Pokemon were not extinct and you didn't have to revive them with fossils, they would eat everything. They would be the dominant species. And just like real T-Rexes were the masters of their little dinosaur world, its Pokedex entry says that they were unstoppable in the ancient world. Its teeth could shred metal plates as if they were paper. That is a lot of jaw power. We would not live. Nothing would live. Everything would die. Before we move on to number 1, be sure to let me know which Pokemon you think is the most hostile from the Kalos region. In the comment section below, post your top 10 most hostile Pokemon from all the regions. Mix it up and I will read all of them. And just for fun, I will pick a random comment from the comment section and I'll put it at the very beginning of our next video. So stay tuned for that. So anyway, our number 1 most hostile Pokemon from the Kalos region is Sylveon. Remember when I said that cute Pokemon are extremely scary? It will choke you with its ribbons. Choice Spec Sylveons are the most evil. They will destroy everything. They will destroy your entire team. Sylveons are able to take down the most powerful dragons ever. I'm actually just messing with you guys. It would be cheating if I put Sylveon as the real number 1. Our real number 1 is Yveltal. Of course, this was self-explanatory. This Pokemon is able to take and suck out all of the life force of every living creature. Anything that is able to do that is pretty dangerous. Yveltal and Giratina probably are tied for the most hostile Pokemon out of every region. These Pokemon together would destroy the world. No joke. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of my top 10 most hostile Pokemon list. Expect a new category for our newest list. I'll be looking at all the top 10 lists that you put in the comments, plus suggestions for our next category. I'm extremely excited to move on to a new one, and I hope you guys are too. See you guys next time. Bye bye!